Good day, race fans, and welcome to the Intentional Wreck podcast made by race fans for race fans, from the casuals to the lifelong gearheads. My name is Jeff, back in the seat now for the first time in a week. Thanks for the rest of the guys for filling in for me. I appreciate it, as I wasn't feeling very well last week. We are back after an awesome race at Talladega. For a reminder for everybody, you can find us on YouTube and Spotify and all your other favorite audio platforms under the name Intentional Rec. You can find us at our website at www.intrecpod.com. As a boomer, I will still use the www signal before that. And also, make sure that you check out our Discord server for our NASCAR 25 Racing League that's been going and picking up a lot of steam as we roll into our second week. Here with me today, I've got Corey, I've got Finn, I've got Nick. How are you fellas doing?
Good. I'm glad you're back, bud.
Thank you.
Feeling better?
Yeah, much better. The voice was not in good shape last week.
Yeah, heard it.
Yeah, I would not have sounded very well, and yeah, would not have done much justice to anything. You guys did just fine. I was sitting there eating soup and watching the pod and yelling my own contributions from the couch while I waited for us to get on for the league race. So
Yeah,
annoying the shit out of my wife.
yeah. Denny
That
didn't
is
do
funny.
anything like memeable, so it was frustrating to not have like that to throw at you where you can't respond. So
Yeah.
but good to have you back for sure. You guys, I mean, we almost lost me. I went to almost a 7-year slumber through that first stage. Not that it was necessarily bad, but man, I had a busy weekend, so I got home just in time to catch the race. And I would recommend, if you want to stay up and watch a race, you have to have Clint Boyer on. I know that's not something anybody has ever said, that you have to have Clint Boyer on the broadcast. But
Yeah.
I put on Alex Bowman's In Car on HBO Max, and when it's just engine noise, out like a baby, just immediately.
I was going to say, engine noise is not the ticket.
Especially that,
to,
like,
staying
at the
awake.
plate racing where it's just the same pitch the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
Wee.
It's the whole time the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So I've taken an early piece of advice from Finn when he introduced me to NASCAR. It was kind of like, find other things to do, but also watch the race at the same time. So now it's like I'll fold laundry or cook dinner or something like that. So I really, especially when it's something like a plate race, it's like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna go do something else because
Dude,
just have it on my
yeah.
phone. When I hear Clint start going crazy, I'll pull my phone out, look at it real quick.
A super,
I
like a
timed it
football
perfectly.
Sunday, like a football Sunday with a plate race is what you really need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
these no other sports are on in the middle of a Sunday. Yeah, that's rough. But either way, I mean, it wasn't a bad weekend, and it certainly was exciting throughout the race. You know, one of the better, I guess you could say, Talladega races, but I think that's largely dependent on the people
There
who
was
won.
just a lot that happened with like pit stops getting messed up,
Mhm.
and then the big one. But outside of that, there wasn't hardly any passing that I saw, realistically.
Yeah, I wonder if
Yeah.
that wreck had a little bit. I think that's kind of the easy thing for them to lean on and say, we're going to try this again for the stages and the whole play. Because,
Yeah.
But, you know, there is the viral clip of, like, Hocevar just kind of flying through the field, you know, all the way up.
That
yeah.
and his celebration saved a lot of the day. Is the way they're going to market this race.
Uh-huh.
His burnout at the end and that celebration, his win in general.
Right.
Those last 3 laps or so, and the end of the race are gonna they shined up a lot of what would have otherwise been considered like not the best race.
Yeah.
Rolling into it.
Right. And then, you know, you go to Dega for 2 reasons, 3 reasons. If you're meatball, 4 reasons. Grandma's. But
The water slide, yes.
Yes. Oh, Jesus. But the Rex is one of the reasons, right? The big one, and that might be genuinely the biggest one I've ever seen.
That was pretty
The
rough.
biggest big
Yeah.
one.
That
That was pretty rough.
not yet, genuinely. And I was watching it back because me and Nick has this thing that he does with his pops, and he's been kind enough to kind of let me in on it. It's a little fantasy, little pick 'em, just, little trio. And we both picked Hocevar and Bowman this week. Did you end up staying with those picks? And we both kind of felt something with Hocevar. Who said last week that Hocevar? One of you said last week Hocevar was somebody.
Me?
Was it you?
Yeah.
So I kept my eye on him, and I saw the crash, and I genuinely think there needs to be, like, for edit purposes, somebody needs to go back and grab that. Because I don't know if you guys have been on TikTok, you boomers. But Carson Hocevar edits are going insanely viral right now. But there's all of the smoke from the crash and then the 77 just creeping through it. And I realized, I was like, oh, okay, so he somehow survived. But he ended up having
last on the top row.
Yep. He had a flat actually at the going through all that too. So they pit. Unfortunately, as long as he didn't get damaged, perfect opportunity. But so many decisions had to get made based off of that. So many cars. I mean, Gibbs tried to roll it back out there, smacks the wall. Reddick had an issue, right? Didn't his tire go down and he collected the wall too? So certainly made some interesting stuff. We mentioned before the broadcast, 0 laps led by Hendrick Motorsports drivers. Somebody take an Adderall and figure out the last time that happened.
I do want to point out about our pick'em. I have picked the last 5 drivers.
Well, we get to pick 3 drivers in the pick'em.
Yeah, but 3 out of 40 every week.
Just to be clear, Nick is a safe pick merchant in that league. Okay, I'm over here picking
Carson
Zane
is not
Smith.
A safe pick.
Carson's a safe pick.
So I feel like there's a little bit of
Ty
theory
Gibbs
with
wasn't a
Hocevar,
safe
though.
pick last week.
True.
Alex Bowman is never a safe pick.
That's true.
I will end this shit right here.
Okay, tell me I'm wrong. Go ahead, tell me why I'm wrong.
Your dissatisfaction does not make him incorrect.
Okay, I want to say something, and you know me, I love my 48.
You've shat on him more than anybody this year.
Fanship, I'm a believer, right? And fanship is it's not chosen, it's felt. You know what I mean? And because I'll ask you, Jeff, Corey, what's my favorite football team?
Lions.
Well, what's my favorite football team when we met, Nick?
The Lions.
No, it wasn't.
The Broncos.
It was the Broncos.
The
Broncos. And many
What year was that?
This was 2014,
15.
We met. It was 2014. I had been a fan up till that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I quit being a Broncos fan, and not to give you the whole history of it, but long story short, where I grew up, college sports was the domain, and then my neighbor played for Tennessee with Vince Young, and then he got traded to the Broncos because Michael Griffin, the old Texas safety, got drafted and took a spot. He went to the Broncos, so he played. This is Kyle Lorton. This is into Tim Tebow. And then I went to Liberty University the same year Tim Tebow mania happened. And listen, y'all know I'm an atheist now, but that's the closest I've ever been to God.
And he was brainwashed. So.
No. But my point is I'm saying this to lead up to, I remember I was sitting there in Hawaii, and the Broncos just won the Super Bowl against the Panthers. And I remember going, I don't care. This isn't. I was a Broncos fan because no Sean Marino, Georgia Bulldog, shout him out. Calvin Lowry, my next door neighbor growing up, playing on the team. Champ Bailey, Georgia Bulldog, shout him out, and Commander. But I remember going, what do I give a fuck about Peyton Manning and rest in peace Demaryius Thomas? Cool, I'm happy for them, happy for Von Miller, but I don't feel anything. I remember going well,
noted Commanders defensive end Von Miller.
Right, there you go. Is he also on the command? Jesus, how far they fall.
It was last year. He won't be this year.
How far they fall.
I was going to say last year. Yes.
So I say
1 year.
I say this. I remember having that feeling and going, man. And then it was at that same time I was covering the Lions. So I was a Broncos fan covering the Lions, and the Lions would win 2 games a year, and I'd be fucking stoked. And I remember going, I think I'm just a Lions fan, dude. I feel like that's what you feel, and I get to the point where I'm watching the races and I want Carson Hocevar to win. I want SVG to win. I want Briscoe to win. I genuinely don't give a shit if the 48 wins. It's getting to the point where I'm it just doesn't feel the same. So I don't know. Maybe I'm going through my midlife NASCAR crisis right now, but it's very hard to not just be I'm a Hocevar fan.
So
That dude is
there's,
fucking
but
fun,
here's the
dude.
thing though, is that to me, you have to draw a distinction between fanship and likability. And Hocevar oozes a likability that NASCAR needs desperately.
For sure.
And it's like, so if you're it's like, are you a fan or are you rooting for them? Like, I understand we're in like distinction without a difference territory, but it's like,
Right.
There is a difference.
right. So, but like, I like Hocevar too. I would never, like, I'm not a Chevy guy. I'm certainly, I
Right.
mean, Spire is effectively a, a Hendrick team ish type of situation. It's like, I just never root for that guy normally, but he's just cool. Like, I met him at Richmond and he was just so nice to everybody around him and just a cool guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, great. Love it for that guy. And, I felt the same way. I felt the same way when Ty Gibbs won his race. It's like Ty Gibbs, different, but like still a certain something that's good for the sport, for the longevity of it that it kind of needs. Because
Yeah,
the old guard is
after
kinda
Ty Gibbs
boring.
win, I just kind of said, well, good for him. You know,
Right.
like at this point he needed to get one.
Yeah. And,
it didn't really make me like him much more.
right. Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
It was well deserved, but
the
Hocevar
Christ
much more
complex.
likable than Ty Gibbs.
Well, that's what's
Yeah.
funny, dude, because for years people kind of hated Hocevar. Not really hated him, not in a nepo way, but he really
The
had
other
a bad.
drivers hate
He had a
Hocevar.
bad reputation coming up through the Truck Series.
yeah, in trucks.
Yes.
Completely skipped the Truck Series or the Xfinity Series, by the way. Now, when was the last
Yeah.
time we saw a guy completely skip no wraps? I mean, he hasn't run a single half season
Corey Haim's about to do it.
and no reps. Yeah,
Yes.
Heim probably
Yeah.
is the closest we've seen. So, and I don't know his story. Obviously, the day he had at Worldwide Technology in the 7 car filling in for when LaJoy went to the 9 certainly was I mean, you think about like that was Corey LaJoy's big break to prove something in the 9, and another kid just steps into his car and
beats the
does
shit out of him.
does I mean, up until a failure of the car was running into
Yeah.
like top 15, top 10 territory. How quickly an opportunity. I mean, you think about what kind of scenarios we'd want in a NASCAR career mode. That's the one, right? Hey, man,
Yeah.
last second, we need you. Or you think about the kid that filled in for Bowman at Coda,
Yeah.
something as small as that. So that's pretty.
He was like a reporter or something. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
even on like a pit crew or something. It was something wild like
So
that.
what happens is there's guys will work as pit correspondents for the pit crew.
That's
Like
what it was.
like Jamie
Right.
Little on pit road she can't have everything. So these guys work with these teams to provide that info. And he also is a driver. So the word
Right.
is that he
And
just
he
keeps
always
his
had
gear running.
stuff with him, and
I mean, that's
he's
the
just ready to
difference.
go for anybody.
I mean, listen, I'd tell you what though, I would never hop
Smart.
in a 120-degree vomit oven. I don't care if it's a Hendrick car. Keep that to
Yeah, you got
iRacing.
a point. You got a point.
Keep that to iRacing. But
One of the things I was gonna say, as far as like the thing about Hocevar though, his like the likability standpoint, like all of that is there, and there's aspects to it where like he has a relatability factor just in the sense that he has been doing the NASCAR thing in some capacity for a very, very long time and has had a public face towards it for a younger audience. So that's one of those things. But to the other point, there is a fine line for him, because for all of the ways that people find him likable, there are plenty of people and plenty of reasons that people find him punchable. And that is one of the things that makes it like interesting for him, because no matter what, it's attention in any way. Because if it's somebody else that's shit talking and cursing the fact that he won, or if it's somebody that's celebrating and sharing the videos of the fact that he won, the videos are still getting put out there. The content is still being shared. All the publicity is still the good publicity, and it all ends up being positive for NASCAR and ends up being positive for Hocevar no matter what. But that's one of the things that makes a big difference with him, is he has a duality about him that is going to draw attention regardless.
yeah, I mean, he first of all, he's bringing. When was the last time you saw Spectrum on a car? When was the
Yeah.
last time you saw IKEA on a car? Chili's was on a car, sure, but I mean, we're seeing Chili's commercials. We're seeing the whole
Oh,
crew in the
They are
suits,
so pumped right now, dude.
like
Yeah.
like
The
They are
amount of
pumped.
Dente jokes and stuff like
Yes.
that were going on after this one, my God.
Genius marketing, like positioning by Chili's.
Right.
Just genius.
word on the street that Monster is possibly coming over to him as well. That's kind of a rumor mill thing. But I mean, there are not many guys that are as marketable right now as Hocevar. He's in tap with the younger generation with iRacing and Twitch and TikTok. And then you latch in, and not only that, he's naturally besties with Cletus McFarland, who is another guy who in his own lane is having a huge impact in terms of bringing the NASCAR experience coming up through the field to, and of course we can't go without, mentioning he finished second in the ARCA race this weekend.
That was the first ARCA race I've watched in a while. That was entertaining.
People are watching
that ending
ARCA.
was crazy.
People are watching ARCA, and that means
watching ARCA.
I mean, there's a little baby,
special guest spot,
but really, it's I'm excited. I'm excited for the sport, and of course, I think a good time to flow into this segment here is that celebration, right?
My God,
we have seen something, and I'll show in a second. We have seen something like this, but in my mind, one of the things that we always talk about, I've seen it a lot, is like people used to go, "Hey, what car did Jeff Gordon drive?" And you go, DuPont Flames or DuPont Rainbow. What car did Jimmy drive? Like Lowe's, right? Brand recognition with the driver, something that makes them them.
Milk.
That's gone, right? Nobody but like 3 drivers in the whole field have full-time sponsorship, and for some God knows why reason, Alex Bowman is one of them. But signature celebrations
Motorsports is the reason for that.
Signature celebrations seems to be something that I really think that obviously Hocevar showed this, but should be done. I mean, that in my mind, that should absolutely be something that a driver should honing in on, especially and obviously I think what they say, only 146 drivers have ever won a Cup Series race. Only 60 of them have won more than 10. Right, so you have a signature celebration you only get to do so many times in your career. Right. But I figured I compiled my list, and I figured we'd talk about some of the ones that are out there, right? So, first of all, should Hocevar do this every time he wins, yes or no?
If he can.
That'd be cool.
I mean, there's certain tracks, like, he's not going to be able to do that at Bristol.
He could do it on the...
Didn't he have to take the wheel off?
Well, he was also on banking and
right. That's what I'm saying. So like, there's certain tracks where it's not going to be possible, but if it's
I don't think he should do it again.
Well, I think
maybe if he wins like the 500 or something.
Oh man, I think you should listen. You think about all right. So here's my list of the ones, and let me know if I missed any. The throwback ones: Jimmy nose on the wall, burning out with the team. Banging on the hood. Right, that's a classic. My favorite of all time, Carl Edwards used to do a backflip.
The backflip,
yeah.
right?
Carl Edwards backflip, right? Kyle Busch's bow. Kyle Busch's bow.
I just say no because I think it took too long. Like I think if he only did the sitting on the window,
I think he
burning
practices
out at the wall.
I think he was adrenaline dumping, a
Yeah, I
little
think so,
adrenaline
too.
dumping, but just anything outside of the car, I'm good with. Alan Kulwicki, right, with the Polish victory lap. Ross Chastain with the watermelon slam. Chase Briscoe, it's a little bit low key, but he kind of does the prayer every time he gets out. He's been doing it since his win at Darlington against that.
Well, it's also like NASCAR is big with moments with those as well.
Right.
Because you can have like multiple wins, different celebrations, or you can have singular ones. Because I know like one of the ones that you see in the highlight reel still, when you see Denny waving the 11 against the world flag, still a marketable celebration that happened at that time. You'll see others like Chastain. Yeah, the watermelon slam was there. It's only been a couple of those. Like it's just memorable.
Won 3 or 4 races
different
in the Cup, something like that.
Yeah. So and
then again, it's one of those that's tough because the likelihood of you absolutely winning a race and getting it to do your celebration, You think, but like, all right, like there's Chase Elliott. Remember Chase Elliott hit the wall at the Roval, Nick? And after he hit the wall at the Roval, he went out there, did a burnout. Obviously, like that was specific to that scenario. Tony Stewart used to climb the fence. The whole crew would get up there, climb the fence. My favorite for now is SVG doing a drift lap, then doing the burnout while giving high fives on pit wall, and then punting the rugby. Like he gets
rugby ball. That's pretty good.
Like he gets it, right? So
yeah.
And then I have two. I have a little clip. If you turn your attention to the pod, if you guys have it up.
How about the William Byron big giant hat?
Oh, I don't know, dude. William Byron
big giant hat's really stupid,
dude. Hey, Tyler. hey, Dense.
I wouldn't say that's a celebration. Like, I think a celebration has to be with the car.
Dense Fog beat William Byron in iRacing last night. By the way, he has beaten Chase Elliott and William Byron in iRacing. He's almost got the Infinity Stones.
We're not gonna say whether William Byron finished the race or not.
Yeah. So here is the first one. I loaded this video up looking for some of the unique ones. There's one that I think should be brought back. He doesn't do it anymore. I think he did it when he won his championship. But also, look at what Rowdy Bush is doing.
Can't wait for an ad to come up as soon as
No, there's no ad. But I saw this. I know you guys are delayed. But
yeah, there's a pretty big delay.
Kyle Busch is an insane person. He's hanging out of the car. He's basically doing Hocevar, but burning the car out or the truck out. And then you'll see a clip right after of Larson. Larson used to put his wheel outside of the car and spin and do donuts. He's been doing it since his dirt days. I don't know if that's popped up for you guys just yet, the original one.
I got Kyle Busch.
You got Kyle Busch? Okay, like that's insane.
Kyle Busch.
And that's what I fear could happen to Mr.
There's Kyle Larson with his wheel out the window. That is kind of nuts.
Right. Like that. Kyle used to do that a ton. Anything to bring. I think Carson's just showing like very clearly, like, guys, a tiny bit of personality could completely change the hype. So
yeah,
my question to you is, what would yours be?
I don't think he should do it every time just to, keep the magnitude of this time of it. But
Corey would be live.
I don't have any
squirrels.
problem with him doing it.
I'd be what?
Live squirrels. Yours would.
Dude.
I don't know what my
Bring me the squirrels.
Somebody just throws a bag of live squirrels into Corey's car as he wins.
Noah Gragson used to just vomit on himself. That was a big celebration. Was Noah Gragson just vomiting. I felt like Reddick should have kept doing the backwards burnout. I thought that was sick as hell, and he had 5 opportunities to do it this year.
Every single time. Every time. Reddick needs to be doing the backwards burnout. I cannot believe that that's the first time I've ever seen that.
Yeah, Kurt Busch did it
seems
first
so
in
obvious.
Cup. Yeah, why are we not every time? But that was just something I wanted to bring up. I think, like, because again, if you can't handle the sponsorship, have something that gets the crowd going, and signature celebrations would be sick. Now, I say that, right? And that clip's going to go viral. Of all the clips that we've ever had that have gone viral, that's going to go viral. We
have so many viral clips, Finn.
And some dipshit at iRacing is going to go, oh, they want Fortnite dances after they win a race. And instead of burnouts, you get to choose your driver's Fortnite dance. Emote dance.
Yeah. Gotta have the emotes.
Shanzi said something about Stephen A. Smith. I want you to understand. They don't watch NASCAR, so we don't watch them. If you are ever watching Stephen A. Smith talk about NASCAR, you are wrong. Wrong.
They did have, I will say, my local sports talk radio station did have a segment about the lawsuit after the lawsuit the lawsuit between 23XI and NASCAR got settled. I actually did hear local sports talk radio talking about NASCAR. It was very interesting.
I think MJ and Tyler Reddick were on something with Stephen A. Smith earlier this year.
Yeah,
like after their 3rd win in a row or something like that.
I mean, their jobs are. We know what the job is in modern sports journalism: sensationalism. LeBron James. show
LeBron
later time.
James.
You know what I mean? Like they're not watching Joey Logano. Like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
stir the pot.
if Stephen Smith couldn't, like Stephen A. Smith, respectfully, he's good at what he does. He couldn't pick Joey Logano out of a lineup of 20 random white dudes. He could be the only bald man in that group, and he still wouldn't pick out Joey Logano. Let's just be real here. He's not watching
How
NASCAR.
are we feeling about the bald Joey Logano?
I'm with it.
Better than the hair plugs.
It doesn't make me feel any type of way.
Just as much of a goober as he was with hair. dude.
As a man
It's
who
exactly the same.
knows balding is in his future, I will not ever shade a man for being bald.
No.
I'm just thankful I can grow a beard because bald and beardless is rough.
That's a sad state of affairs, bro.
It
But
just kind of looked like a me, you know, like a
yeah,
Nintendo me. Yeah.
Yeah.
From
Wii Sports.
Yeah, exactly.
did you watch Door Bumper Clear this week, Corey, with Briscoe and Gregson?
I will admit that I have not watched Door Bumper Clear since they changed the lineup of the show.
Okay. It was hilarious. So I'm just
Yeah.
going to point out a specific piece of it because I thought this was hilarious. So Chase Briscoe's talking, and he just starts saying something about, hey, it's going to be a waxing Gibbous moon at Texas. And the lady goes, what does that matter? He goes, you don't know? And him and Noah look at each other, and he's like, it means it's gripped up. The gravity of the world, of the moon, is going to make the track have more grip. And Noah's buying into it. And first of all, Noah's wearing a Welcome to Walmart greeter shirt that says Noah
Those
Gragson
two
on
are
it.
the odd couple of NASCAR.
So
is Chase and Noah.
So
are
Noah's
buds.
leaning into it. And you know what they start doing? They start calling random drivers. And they're calling. They're like, hey, Josh Berry, what's up? And he goes, what's up, man? He goes, hey, it's a waxing Gibbous moon or waxing crescent. Yeah. He goes, it's a waxing crescent moon this week. What's that mean? And he holds it and he goes, means more grip. They call like 3 drivers. The only person who didn't know was Austin Dillon. They call Austin Dillon. And Austin's like, I haven't quite figured that out yet. And he goes, well, what's it mean? He goes, I haven't quite. He goes, I thought you were calling because it's my birthday. And he goes, no. And there's just this.
Somebody should have said, I thought you were calling to tell me goodnight. Like, I don't know if y'all remember that trend. That was one of my favorites.
I thought you were
love
calling
that.
to
Tell
tell
the
me.
homies good night.
I thought you were gonna say it's my birthday, and he's like, I don't care. There's hella grip. So they're just laughing about. I think that's hilarious. You know, all this. They called about 3-4 drivers. I think maybe Stenhouse, definitely Barry. Yeah. So it's always. I really like the peek into NASCAR, but that's a worthy segment to go back and watch. That
is funny. I might check that out. That is really funny.
Genuinely hilarious. Making Briscoe very likable.
Yeah, no, all of that was generally fun. So, do we have any more thoughts on Talladega coming out of that, or do we want to start looking over towards Texas?
Is that what we got next, Texas?
Well, you got Texas.
Yeah, Texas is next. My only wrap-up thought about Talladega is they need to shorten the spoilers.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Denny
What are you
called it
like?
out in
What are
his
you
podcast.
aiming for with shortening the spoilers? Like, what exactly are you? What's your target with that?
Less of a parachute if you try to race somebody and don't have 6 cars behind you.
Yeah, and it's totally fair. I mean, that's kind of one of the things that does like kind of deflate a lot of the super speedways, especially one like Talladega right there, and it kind of makes it so the movement of the pack isn't quite as exciting. So I'll definitely give you that one.
Man, give them the ability to talk to each other on the radio.
Yeah.
Give them
Only in super speedways.
Only as super speedways. Give them the ability to talk to each other like they used to.
They were only able to have like 3 drivers dialed up or something like that.
Yeah, I can't
2 or
remember
3.
exactly, but what I do know is like the reason why Atlanta is so good is because we're getting they're pushing. They really can't fuel save all that much like that. The tires wear a little bit more, and there's not 4 lanes of unoccupied track while they're racing, so they're using up all of it. Talladega and Daytona, the appeal was that there's all this track. There's all this track, and you literally cannot. You could not with 3 cars. Well, you would need 5 cars to commit to a line before you got any kind of traction. And whatever they can do to make it to where 3 lanes is possible. because I'm gonna ask Corey to go back and watch a tandem race.
Yeah.
Go back and watch a tandem drafting draft track race, and you tell me, do you think that is better than the current product of super speedways? Because that
All right.
had its own. It had its own beast. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about? I don't know. You may have seen
Yeah,
the clips.
uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, you've shown me before.
And it had its downsides. First of all, like anybody could team up and get up there, so it's a lot
Yeah.
of movement. But at the end of the day, if anybody could have gotten up there, I don't remember a single time that there was like 20 cars all with their little duos in a pack, right? There was a skill, a timing to it, and it made for more interesting racing compared to what we see now.
And Junior was great at being the pusher
Right.
in the tandems.
Junior's I think the second best all time at that kind of track, without a doubt. Arguably first, if not for his father, like existing.
Yeah.
But no, but Texas should be solid. Another year here. I mean, it's kind of always been the worst of the mile and a halves in my opinion. I can't say I've ever it's just that turn one, man. It's just turn one is just such a drag, and then turn three is so wide open, and it doesn't mean there's just not a lot of competitive racing occurring. Nobody can go up to the wall and run the outside. I just want to see a little bit of improvement on that track. Otherwise, just get rid of. I don't know how to save Texas.
It was reasonably good last year.
I don't remember
it's
it.
either a snooze fest or it's a wreck fest.
Right.
Texas
gets saved by green white checkers. If there's no green white checker, Texas is.
Once they get spread out, there's hardly any passing.
Right.
Because turn one is so flat, you can't carry momentum and pass anybody. And 3 and 4 is you're just on rails. So
yeah,
it's all about air.
I would choose your favorite looking Toyota car and bet the money on them, because I don't think the Chevys have enough. I mean, we talked about, was this Chevy? No, this wasn't Chevy's first one of the year, but only their second win, right?
They won
Elliott?
Bristol. No, Martinsville. No, Bristol.
No, Gibbs won Bristol.
No, Chase Elliott won Martinsville.
Oh, Chase Elliott, yeah, Martinsville.
Yeah. And so this was the first time. I mean, again, a Chevy didn't exactly win on speed, you know what I mean? It was just a plate race. So like a lucky strategy call and a plate race is, Blaney's normally pretty good here, so that's a car to look out for. I'm curious to see if those guys can pass. That's who I'll have up on HBO Max, is going to be probably Blaney, probably Reddick. Always have to have Kyle Larson on just because he might figure something out.
Yeah.
But do we see, I mean, I had a note here. Who will be the next first-time winner? Am I now that Hocevar and Gibbs got one? I don't think this is a week we see a first-time winner.
No.
This feels like Denny Hamlin leads 180 laps, and I hate all 180 of them type experience.
I feel like
I don't think we have another first-time winner all year.
No, I don't either. I think the next first-time winner we have will be Corey Heim.
We still have a lot of road courses.
If he's full-time next year.
We have a lot of road courses this year.
I know.
Zillich, but that's the only.
Who would our possibilities be?
Priest.
I'll tell you who I'll take.
Zillich.
Nemechek.
I'll
take Nemechek.
If
I was going to guess today who of all the drivers, and that is strictly because he's in a Toyota, not for any other reason.
I mean,
Zane Smith.
Shoot, Zane Smith's probably the highest of the bunch. Zane Smith, I thought
he's 20th right now in standings.
Smith's a good one.
Have any wins, does he?
Priest is one that I could very much see getting an oval win. I don't know where he's 13th in points. Yeah, I think that's, I don't think Gilliland really has a good enough track where he's going to have that kind of day. So yeah, Zillich at a plate race, or Priest at a short track until
Actually, I'll take Riley Herbst.
Until Heim's a
Actually,
full time.
before-
Oh yeah,
over
just the
Nemechek.
one Toyota. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Her-
take Riley Herbst over Nemechek because at least his team's got 5 wins this year.
No checks. That's crazy. That's unfair.
Yeah, that's fine. I honestly, I don't think we have another one all year. I'm with
I'm
Nick.
on
I think it
something-
ends
I'm
up
on
being
something.
Corey
Doing
Heim
something.
as the next one in general. So,
Yeah.
yeah. All that being said, though, I mean, Texas is one of those tracks where, it has a high probability of being thoroughly boring and somebody winning that, or just absolute pure chaos throughout the entire day. And it's one or the other. There's no in between.
I don't know if they're gonna do anything tire wise at Texas. I haven't looked up too many things in that regard. That would help certainly.
I don't think they're planning on changing the tire.
This would be a quick candidate for the first mile and a half to get 750. To
Yeah.
try to do something on it. But I mean, I think either way, your Toyotas and your Ryan Blaney's are probably your favorites this week. I don't really
Yeah.
see any reason to
I
choose.
Yeah, I
those.
don't.
in
I mean,
my fantasy lineup, I just use this as a week to start throwing in guys that I don't have a lot of starts for.
Yeah.
Who knows?
maybe we have Austin Cindric show up, who's having a quiet, good year.
Yeah.
Possibility, yeah. Could put it for do something for Ford there, make Penske look a little, basically get a little bit of the team off of Blaney's back on the Penske
Yeah, no kidding.
scenario.
Blaney's back. Doobie hurting.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Three Fox races left in the season. How we feeling about Fox so far this year, boys? I think they've done a better job.
I think they're dog shit.
They've done better is a relative term.
I don't think
I think
keep
they did
track of
better,
any
like, one time.
storylines. I don't think that any of the booth is enthusiastic. It falls flat every time. Anytime a battle is happening on track and they switch to a different camera, they never switch back to see the battle that's happening. It's crazy.
Yeah,
They only they're only going to have, I think, what was it 3 races that were on Big Fox at all?
Yeah, that's
Something like
another
that.
thing.
And then they improved for like 1 race, maybe 2 at the beginning of the season, and then just went right back to the same old bullshit.
Yeah.
After that, and because they did all this talk and they were like, yeah, it's going to be better this year, and they're going to say when we're back on Fox and we're not doing commercials during these laps and we're not going to do this and that, we heard you and everything else. But you didn't say we couldn't punt to FS1 now, did you?
Yeah.
yeah. The next 3
Gotcha,
races are all
bitches.
FS1. Yeah, they're
We're
done.
still
They're done with
shit.
Big Fox.
Yeah.
This race I think was the last one on Big Fox, or last week,
Yeah.
Kansas. So yeah, FS1, FS1. The next 3 weeks, Texas,
Yeah,
Glen,
just give me
and
Prime, dude.
Dover.
I wish we
get me
could
back
have
to
Prime all season.
Yes.
I mean, until
So does
like,
Corey LaJoy. I promise.
Yeah.
yeah. But until that happens, and then Prime starts doing the same shit, because that's what'll end up happening. The good thing doesn't stay that way. Once it goes in there,
I
then
don't
they
know
just
because
kinda-
it's a different model.
Subscription
them.
service.
Yeah. So
I mean, Red
They get
Zone
their
is a
money
subscription
regardless of
service,
whether
and
they
it's
sell commercials
annoying
or
now.
not.
Like they're like once ESPN,
but they
got
were
into
one
that
of the
pie-
last to hold out to not show ads.
Yeah, and then
I mean,
they
that's
also
just the
tried to
way
act
that the
like, oh,
world
it's not
works
that bad,
nowadays.
and their ads increased by
No, I agree. That's
You
just
know,
the way that
just-
the world works nowadays.
yeah.
But
Sucks.
Like, yeah, you're probably not wrong, but it's always going to be better than the major
Yeah.
networks.
and hell, even if it's not always better, at least it's better right now.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. And man, that is a handsome booth. LaJoy and Carl Edwards.
Yeah. I'm a smidge worn down on it. I would say I have all the resources to keep track of everything I want to keep track of.
To
However,
bypass the broadcast.
some people don't want to do that. Some people want to enjoy the race, sit down, and kind of, maybe they're listening passively, cooking, cleaning, and they'd like for the broadcast to feed them that information to kind of get them through the day. Hey, where we're stuff? And you're never going to, we don't know who unloads with speed. So they don't know who's going to be fast. So when we come out and they're, pacing, they don't have a thing where like, hey, Chase Elliott had to go to the back of the field, but in all, both practices this weekend, he was second fast and first, and fastest across the board. He would have qualified 30s in the back. He's going to be a guy we keep an eye on. Now it's just kind of like we go live. We're just kind of figuring out who's got speed. And then we're playing catch up from the rest of that. They really just don't have a game plan for who has what, and then, obviously commercials. So, but point is I've got NASCARcompanion.com. I've got HBO Max and all of the radios I want. So for me as a fan, I just go that direction. And then if I am not going to be actively looking into those storylines, okay, I'll just deal with Clint for the day. You know what I mean? But
to that point though, so like, and that's absolutely right, because you've taken it upon yourself to get there and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
At the same time, there's also nothing wrong with expecting the product that you're getting or expecting to be delivered and being critical because of an expectation, because you know that it can be better. I mean, that's the thing, is like when you just don't voice any of that concern, or when you don't like show that that is what your expectation is, the slop continues, like, and this will, it has continued, as it is, but that's also part of where that starts to go, because network TV is obviously faded out in a whole lot of different ways, because people have all kinds of different options. So it's not the only game in town in the way that it used to be. And the forced pressure to present a product in a certain way isn't there anymore. It's just not the same. Everybody is in their own different, ecosystem with stuff. But it's still, it's not wrong to expect a good product out of a major broadcasting company to bring you the sport that you want to watch, because we know that it can be done. So, but yeah, either way, it's, however you enjoy your race,
right.
Enjoy your race and, get your expectations there. Do we want to talk about rolling into Michigan for the IWP league before we start punching out of here?
Well, quick update on the IWP iRacing team. I want to just firstly express my appreciation to guys like Hellseeker and JJ Franken and Snugs, who's a part of this in a way, as well. He's racing. But all the guys that have kind of been watch party and keeping up with that, that's really cool. Very kind of you guys. And we wanted to say, flip that. If you guys are going to go compete in maybe another NASCAR league or another iRacing league or anything under the, an F1 league you want to do it under the IWP banner, let us know how we can help and how we can support, whether that's watching your stream, whether it's doing coverage to help out with some, just to get in. It's really cool. Like, we see everybody in the Discord all the time, kind of popping in and hanging out, just watching each other race. And that's what we're all here for. So don't feel like you can't be a part of that, because we appreciate those doing that. That being said, we run in 2 leagues at the moment. One is the Thursday night league everybody's been watching, and that is Hit the Chase. And great news, the entire IWP team, including Bryce Hedgecock, is in the chase. The IWP team has won 6 races on the season, 4 of them by Nate Lesko. I won Nashville, and Nick got his first win of the season. Shouldn't have been his first, but he did get it at Michigan this past week. Let it be known, I overshot my pit box like a dipshit while I was leading on green flag stops. That doesn't mean I would have won the race, but I ended up about a half second behind. But Nick won. Lesko finished second. Tyler Bowling third, and your boy here in fourth. So a 1, 2, 3, 4 finish at Michigan. That was exciting. And then also,
actually, Tyler might have gotten Nate.
He might have gotten Nate there. Yeah, you know what he did? He did. So 1, 2, 3, 4 finish by the boys. And then on Friday nights, we've started with Snugs stepping in with the team, doing a full length series. That's been gnarly. We started out full length at Kansas, then we did full length Talladega. Yeah, so those ones are gnarly. The boys got wrecked at Talladega, but Nick and I did finish 1-2 at the Kansas race. So there's that. So just wanted to say, if that's something you guys keep watching, it's playoff time. We're going for a championship. I'm sure we're going to win the team championship, but all 4 of us have a shot at winning the big one. 5 of us in the IWP. So that's exciting. Now, Michigan. An article got dropped. Yeah, go ahead.
Quick by the by, I won fantasy this week. Okay.
Oh, you want a minute?
No, I just wanted to say I won.
Oh, okay. That's his minute.
I just want to stop everything. I want to make sure you guys know I won.
Yeah,
Just so we know.
So an article got dropped
got it.
this week, boys, on the favorites for Michigan. And Corey, you are on there.
Yeah.
You have 2 second place finishes. How confident are you going into tonight? Not asking you to guarantee a win, but are you still feeling a second to first place car?
I'm okay. This is probably my best track in the game. Like I got it. I got the hang of this. What it's wanting the driver to do. And I've been working on some technical stuff that I realized that I was doing wrong.
Okay.
And I gotta tell you, the Toyota boys are grinding the testing and practice and trying to get things lined up. Me and Dilly, I've been going back and forth all week trying to get this thing really zeroed in.
Yep.
The chat.
So I feel good.
Heavy.
It has. The chat has been heavy, but I mean, I need Nick to wreck. That's it. If Nick wrecks, I got a real good shot.
Well, the way stuff's going, I got a real good shot at wrecking. So,
like, I doubt I'm catching you on speed. That's just not. I'm just being realistic. I'm not catching you on raw speed, but
you'd be
crazy
surprised.
Shit's happened in this league.
You'd be surprised.
Jeff, you have fixed your throttle issues.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
I told him about that.
How are things looking on the 11 team since the other Toyotas are grinding? Are we ready to rock? Because you got spun last week early, and you had to play catch up. You didn't really get a chance because you qualified better than me, I think. I think you qualified pretty solid. So how are you feeling confidence-wise going into tonight?
I felt good. Every time that I've been practicing, I was able to find speed. This is one of the first points that I was practicing with Corey at the time, and this has rarely ever happened at any other time. I was actually able to run him down.
Jeff legit passed me, dude. Like, head to head, caught me and passed me on speed.
He had me by front stretch to around a corner for a solid probably 10 laps, and by the time we got to the end of the pit window, I had run him down right before he pit. So same tires, same anything and everything else, which there was a time where that would have been a complete impossibility.
Ever caught me in this game.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, thank God. Thank you.
So, I mean, there's something there. I just got to make sure I can maintain it and keep my car from moving in a 360-degree direction. And I think I'll be in okay shape to do something better.
I think this is the track to do that, though, because there's a lot of room to move around, and you can be fast in a lot of different places. So
that's true, Shanzi.
Also, I was just looking. Last year, my Michigan win, I didn't have any stage points, so anybody can come from any time.
Yes, but I mean, you won going away by like 3.5 seconds or something like that.
But I'm saying it can happen late.
Anything. I mean, Nick was leading by a second and a half at Vegas, and then things flipped on their head. So I'm really curious. Obviously we dropped the video race recap on top of the pre-brief, so I think things should be pretty clean. A little bit more room than what Vegas had to work with.
Yeah.
I also in that article, Bobby Lee Swagger seems really quick. The Mighty Meat Boys, Stinger Magic, Hunwee, always are quick. And they look like they're looking pretty nicey out there. Apparently in a practice race last night, they finished 1-2. So gonna have to deal with those guys up front. Eric of Michigan is another name that I've seen quite a bit of speed of. So some dark horse picks, some favorites. Nick, I think I had you as the favorite. It's the Larson line week, and you're in the 5 car. Everything else will be, kind of done in the pre-race brief, but a really solid kickoff to year 2. And then we've kind of been working some things on the back end about what next season looks like, pending the anticipated growth that we may have. So more on that when we have more information, but some really cool stuff. And we appreciate everybody doing so. I mean, it was sick last night. Looking over, I see 4 guys in an iRating chat. Then there's like 10 to 15 of them in a practice race chat. And that's not coordinated stuff by me, right? That's JJ, Snugs, and everybody else stepping up on the pickup racing stuff and putting that stuff together. That's the exact community we wanted. So as always, appreciate you guys for doing that.
Yes, 100%. I mean, these are the kind of things that we're looking for. This is what we've been trying to build. You know, it's not just a single league race. It's what are we doing on the other days? Can we get other people like get in and race each other, have some fun, make some new stuff, build
Forza
up
Horizon
little
5
side.
drops in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Or 6. Forza Horizon 6. I'm telling you, just
Yeah.
wait. I'm gonna be pushing it in the chat, and I
Yeah.
guarantee you there will be a lot of guys.
Just
from the
just
league
drift,
jumping on
drift nights with the Forza boys.
Dude. Forza Horizon 6 is gonna be awesome, and I guarantee you there's a lot of takers in that chat.
I'm gonna buy one of those handbrakes just so I can drift in Forza. That's
so
the only
fun,
reason.
dude. It's gonna be awesome.
When that IndyCar game drops, y'all ain't gonna see me again. I just like, my God. Yeah, I will be you will know exactly where to find me at any given time. So yeah, that's all gonna be good. But yeah, we've got our race at Michigan this week. Make sure you check out the article on the website. Find out some more info about what's been going on with the league. We'll be keeping that updated with all kinds of standings and info about what's happening in the league. And you always know that you can come back every Tuesday night and hang out with us for the pod and get your recaps and streams and everything else for what happens in the league afterwards. So it's a fun little companion that we've got going on here. So with all that being said, I think that's going to wrap things up for us this week. So make sure you check out the YouTube, the Twitch, Spotify, your favorite audio platforms under the name Intentional Rec. Find out on the website at intrecpod.com. Check us out on the socials at intrecpod. And make sure you check out the stream tonight and join our Discord and watch our race at Michigan.